Hi, everyone. Gail and I are here with you today to talk about what's new and coming up in lipedema. We are here every Friday at this time, 4:30 Eastern time, just to talk about what's new and coming up with lipedema. And there's always some great stuff coming up. Matter of fact, we have just later today, there is a great event coming up. So we have lots to talk to you about, but I like to give a little bit of time for everybody to get signed on. We did send out a notice that we're going to be talking right now. And so we'll do a little schmoozing before we get to announcements and all the cool things coming up. How is it out there in Podunk, Iowa, Gail?
I don't live in Iowa, you stink.
Idaho. See, this is, Catherine did that to me. She did that to me because she forgot it was Idaho.
Oh my gosh. Catherine says I live in Iowa, which
Yeah,
I don't no, I live in Idaho. I live in okay, so first of all, Idaho is directly north of you.
it is. And
Directly north.
we're in that same storm system all together.
Yeah, it's been raining for a few
Yeah.
days, which we're really grateful for the rain because that means it snows on the mountains. And we really need it doesn't matter where we are. If
Mhm,
we get snow in the mountains, we're happy.
mhm.
Because that just means that we're going to have some snow melt and that we're not going to have such a dry summer. And I was raised in Southern California, and anytime we could see snow on the mountains, it always made us happy. Here in Idaho, though, when I see snow on the mountains, it's like woohoo! I
Yeah,
get really excited. So it's
yeah.
been raining, but other than that,
Mhm.
um,
And we
we
got Dawn is from Wisconsin, so she's in a cool place as well, cool
yeah.
weather-wise, but probably also cool as in beautiful. And who else? Mary, where are you in the world? Oh, Wisconsin. Okay.
Yeah.
And
Um,
so Cheryl and Mary are both from Wisconsin. And Dawn, you're all from Wisconsin. What is this with everybody from Wisconsin? Oh, and here's Catherine to join us. Hello.
Yesterday, was it yesterday? Yeah, yesterday we had Michigan. It was like we had 5 people
Yeah,
from Michigan yesterday. It was crazy.
yeah.
So it's awesome that
Alexa, pause.
Okay, and now none of us can say that word because it will turn her you know what back on. So don't say that word.
that word that starts with an A
Yes.
or that name. So if your name is that name that starts with an A and an L and an E and an X and an I and an S, we can't say it because it'll turn on Catherine's thing.
That's right. That's right. So and we'd love to have everybody post and say where you're from. And if you have any comments or questions, be sure and put that into the chat as well. Gail is always looking for some love. So you can just put some hearts, hearts, hearts in there. That's always nice. But we do have a couple of things to
Are we live?
We
yes,
are
we
live.
are. Yes, we are. Hello.
Hi, everyone. I didn't think we were live yet.
Yeah.
See, can you tell that this is off the cuff? We do not practice that. Yes, we are this polished just naturally. It is, yes.
So I have news, which is really interesting news.
Okay, we are breaking news, and this is no one else has heard this yet. This is coming directly from Boston, USA. Catherine, what's your news?
So I've been, having all these lymphatic issues. And Kelly and Leslyn have been doing this research, and they sent me this god awful email that went on forever with 27 attachments.
Yes.
Different articles and different. So I saw my primary care today, and I'm like, okay, this is what we should do. And I basically integrated all the information. So she said, okay, but she didn't know what the hell it was. And she couldn't figure out what to do. And it wasn't in the system. So I said, okay, here's what we're going to do. She wrote me a prescription on a prescription pad. I took a photo of it and I emailed it to the specialist at Beth Israel Deaconess Medical Center in the lymphatic center that I've been seeing. And he emailed me back within a half an hour. And so then I figured I'm not going to hear from him for weeks.
Right.
I mean, this is crazy healthcare. So I started to go to Quest Diagnostics, because Quest Diagnostics, because you did the research on this, it's a very unusual test that they don't have.
Yes.
So I called all over Quest Diagnostics to try and find somewhere in Massachusetts. And I found someone that was going to have to drive an hour and a half to 2 hours.
Mm-hmm.
I said, what the hell? I don't care driving that if it's going to help me get a diagnosis and to figure out what's going on. Then I get an email from Brett that says, I put it in the system here at Beth Israel Deaconess. You just have to come in and get the test. But Kelly or you, I don't remember who, that rhymed. I like that. Kelly or you, I don't remember who. Anyway, told me that it has to be the first P of the day. It can't be the second or third P of the day.
Okay, that's interesting. That must have come from Kelly.
Yeah. And I'm like, I can barely get from my bed to the toilet in the morning. I'm like dancing in the hallway to get there. I said, that's not going to work. I'm never going to make it into the hospital. So I call the lab at the hospital and end up talking to these two lab ladies who were like angels. They decided they were going to help me solve the problem.
All right.
So the first one
Uh-huh.
just kept going and going until then she brought on another lady. And then we're having a three-way conversation trying to figure out how it's all going to work, because they couldn't even find the code in their system. And
Yes, it's an unusual test.
And they're one of the biggest hospitals in Boston.
Yes.
So to make a long story shorter, this one lab lady, Yvonne is her name. She said to me, all right, we'll figure this out. So they had to figure out that I needed to pee into a sterile container and how many milliliters it was. And so she put everything in a bag for me and put it at the front desk of the hospital so I can go in tomorrow and pick it up. And then in the middle of the week, I can pee at home, and then I have to get it into the lab right away because it only has a 4-hour shelf life.
Okay.
And it's like a miracle. I mean,
that is wonderful. And so, and just for those of you who are interested in what this special test is, it is a Kyle urea test. So it's a urine test that's looking for Kyle, which is this is when you're when you eat fatty foods, when you eat fat, it is removed from your intestines through your lymphatics. And so Kyle goes into your lymphatic system and eventually to your blood, but it never goes to your kidneys unless something is wrong. And so this test is looking to see if there is Kyle in the urine where it should not be. And it's just not a test that's performed very often. But for you to be able to get it right there at your own hospital, and they accommodate you so that you can have the morning urine collection, that is exceptional, and I would say definitely breaking news.
Yes, breaking news.
How do you spell Kyle?
CHYLE. Yes.
No.
Okay.
Oh yeah, Kyle. But the test is CHYL. Kyle.
Urea.
URIA.
Right. So they take off the E and they put it with urea when you're having this test for Kyle in your urine.
But you know what the thing is, Leslyn? When I was going in depth to the info that Kelly sent, it actually describes my symptoms to a T.
Yes.
To
Yes.
a T. It talks
Yes.
about the dyspnea. The dyspnea is the shortness of breath, and that the chyle backs up in the abdomen, and
Yes.
it presses against the diaphragm, and that's what is creating the shortness of breath.
Right.
I'm like,
Because when they
oh my
looked
God.
at your lungs were clear.
Yes.
Right. And so they're going, we have no reason why you have shortness of breath because there's no fluid in your lungs.
No.
But you know what? There's lots of things that can cause shortness of breath. So,
Right.
so the fact is that you had shortness of breath. And so it behooves the medical providers to find out why.
So the other thing is my face is getting back to normal.
Mhm.
I mean, I'm looking at myself,
Yes.
on Zoom these days, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm recognizing myself. My face was double its size.
Yeah.
There was so much fluid in my neck, in my face, in my head, and
Yes.
I couldn't put two words together.
Yeah.
I mean, I was like, you guys, I was talking to you, and I'd go, and one of you would fill in the blank, and I'm
Yeah.
like, oh my God, I feel like I have Alzheimer's or I'm
Uh,
senile or something. But
do you
it was
see,
the lymphatic fluid
Debbie,
in my head.
you see Debbie said that the pea angels were watching over you.
Yeah, really. Thanks, Debbie.
Yeah.
So this is my this is my day. All
Yeah.
day on this. All day. I just
Yeah.
completed the last call. It still has to go through the chemistry manager at the hospital. So who knows? But I'm like,
Yeah.
anyway, I just getting a chance to tell you because I haven't even gotten a
Yes.
chance to tell you.
Yes. I saw that you sent a text to Kelly and I saying that you are going to get the test, but I had no idea that the P angels took care of you and, and are making sure that you get it done the right
Oh
way.
my God, that's like so quick. And I mean, my primary care, God bless her, she's wonderful. And she's like, she had never heard of it. She didn't know what it was. She had any idea. She knows Kyle, but she doesn't know all the other stuff. She
Yes.
was great. She
Yeah,
was just
that is
great.
great.
Yeah.
When you have a healthcare provider who is willing to learn, willing to think outside the box, as you had when you had Dr. Carmody, and now it sounds like you have again. That's a keeper. You want to make sure you keep working with it because that's more of a partner when you have someone like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's great. And this is hopefully all getting done before we have the next event happening later today. Catherine, do you want to share about the webinar that we're having later today with Nina?
Oh, that's tomorrow.
Oh, it's tomorrow. Good, because I was thinking you have to rush off to do that. So
No,
it is
no,
tomorrow. Yeah.
tomorrow.
So it is tomorrow, January 7 at what time?
4:00 Eastern.
4 Eastern. And this is with Nina, and she's going to be talking about body peace.
Yeah, body peace. So
I'm putting it in the chat.
Oh, excellent. Good.
Oh, good. Thank you. And so we have our CSIGs 4 times a year. And this quarter, we were doing the CSIG on body love, coming, to terms, self-care. And my friend Nina, she's my friend and my neighbor. She's also spoken at a number of our conferences. And so she is going to be doing a 28-day body peace, how to end the war with your body. So we're actually sort of combining it. So it'll be a CSIG with Nina's course as the cornerstone. And then Gail and I will be doing a number of sessions for the lipedema community around self-care and around self-love and around all of this. and around, round.
I can tell that you've had a really good day, Catherine. You're as silly as they come.
Oh my God. If you had been in and out of hospitals all day, you would understand. It's, yeah, I'm definitely a little loopy.
So this that's happening tomorrow is a free webinar.
Yes.
And we have the link for you if you would like to register. You are going to get a lot of great information, and you may choose to also participate in the what Catherine is calling the CSIG, or the Coaching Special Interest Group. That you can take that little course that's going to be happening. But please check out this webinar for great information as well.
And even if you can't attend because it might not work for your time, please make sure that you register. Every time that you register for one of our events, one of our courses, webinars, whatever, you get the replay. So make sure that you register even if you can't attend, because that way you'll, and then you also make sure that you get all of our updates and things through the emails.
Yes.
And there's one other thing, Gail, the coaches, Carrie and Jill.
Yeah. So I didn't want to overwhelm everybody, but I have a link for that too. We had an amazing webinar last night. Our coaches are putting on they're developing and developed a new program, Carrie and Jill, and it's a small group coaching program. It's 3 weeks, Catherine. Is it 3 weeks?
It's 3 weeks. It starts on Monday, the 9th, and it's the three Mondays.
So it starts this coming Monday.
And I think it's Thursday, Mondays and Thursdays, 2 nights a week. And it's really to get people started
on keto, right? This is specifically a nutrition small group coaching workshop, and and both Carrie and Jill are nutritionists from down under. They're from Australia. So I think that has something to do with what time it's offered, so that it's not in the middle of the night for them.
Right. So it'll be in the evenings, East Coast evenings. But yes, it's you do have to register for it, Marcia. You have to register for either one, the free webinar tomorrow for Nina, or for the coaching collaborative, the nutrition for lipedema. And what's wonderful about working with a coach in a small group like that is you get really almost one-on-one help. They'll be talking to you and you talking to them. It's all interactive, and this particular one is for those who either really need a deep dive in refresher, like you've slipped off and you haven't been able to get back on, or if you're starting your new year going, okay, I'm going to try to figure out my nutrition needs, because it's not just going to be about keto. It's also going to be about how do you start using nutrition as a treatment for your health. And so with that, they're going to really work with you closely. It's not going to be like a course where you just get coursework. You're going to actually get a small group coaching with that. And I'm really excited that we're going to have this offer, and we're going to keep this offer out there. So please make sure that you find that link in the comments.
Yeah, okay. I'm excited about those two things. Oh, what did Facebook user said? Yeah, she was thinking of Kyle urethra, and no, it's Kyle urea. And then So that is the test you see there on the screen, and also it's posted. And I just learned from someone that if you're on your phone participating with us, sometimes you can't see the chat. So sorry about that. We try to print it for you wherever we can. Also, feel free to email us. I'm Leslyn at lipedemaproject.org. That's Leslyn at lipedemaproject.org. And then Gail is Gail at lipedema-simplified.org. And Catherine is Catherine at lipedema-simplified.org. And so anything that we don't address here, or you're on your phone and you aren't able to catch stuff, email us and we will respond. I love hearing back from people afterwards on email, like, oh, someone was listening, someone was there. And that's the same reason why we love it when you guys are all participating and you're posting and you're saying, yeah, I'm here from Nova Scotia. So we love to know that you're out there and with us. Thank you all for posting.
Yeah.
And did you already say Siobhan couldn't make it today and we miss her?
We didn't. We were
Siobhan couldn't make it today
surprised to
and we miss her.
We do miss Siobhan today. And you never know when you get to see her by herself, because the other three of us are gone. So she's just getting ready for next week, I think.
Yeah. I think that, we're all three of us are going to be gone next week. That you're right.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
right.
Gail and you both are going to be in Phoenix.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm still trying.
And I'm with Tony Robbins next week.
Yes. You and Tony.
You and Tony. Woo.
And from what I understand, 13,000 other people.
You and your 13,000 best friends. Yes, very
Yeah.
good.
I'm sorry. I'm not frozen. I'm just in awe.
Right.
They said there were going to be 3,000. I probably did the math wrong. There were going to be 3,000 live and 8,000 to 9,000 virtual. So I did the math wrong.
Mm-hmm.
That was
12,000.
A lot. There's a lot.
12,000 instead of 13. That extra 1,000 makes a big difference.
what's a K here and there, right?
Really?
So I don't know. Even though Leslyn and I are going to be in Phoenix together, we're not going to be in Phoenix together.
Yeah, unfortunately, we're probably not going to get together. Our schedules are not going to mesh, and so. But we will see each other when we're all in Denver for the Low Carb Denver, and we're all really excited about that.
You guys have got to Zoom in with me at some point.
Yes, great idea. Yes, we will do that.
What?
Zoom in with Catherine.
Never. We don't ever Zoom in with Catherine.
Do we ever meet on Zoom? I don't know that that's ever happened.
I've never used it. I've never used Zoom in my life. What are you talking about? Catherine, I'm teasing.
I know.
No, Low Carb Denver is going to be a lot of fun.
I can't go because I can't fly.
You need to take care of yourself. So
yeah. But I'm so much better. I'm so much better. I was really sick. Mm-hmm. Oh my God. If anybody ever told me that I could get that sick from lymphatic overproduction, I'm like, really? Mm-hmm. Oh my God, was I sick?
Mm-hmm.
So Kyle, I want to double check because Teddy's asking. Chylurea is when there's chyle in your urine.
Yes, and there should never be chyle in your urine. Chyle is the fluid that comes out of your intestines. It is carrying fat, and so it looks milky white. And that should go from your intestines through your lymphatics into your eventually into your blood. It does not get to your kidneys.
It's supposed to go in. Supposed to go through your thoracic duct,
right,
into your venous system to get cleaned out.
Yeah,
it's like going to the laundry.
Yeah, so it should never go through your kidneys and then thus end up in your urine. And so Chylurea is a test to see if you have chyle in your urine, which then that tells you that there's something going on with your central lymphatics or your lymphatic system in your trunk.
Yeah.
So this is an easy urine test. Before we thought we had to do extensive, very invasive imaging in order to see what was happening with the lymphatics of your trunk. But now it looks like, and this is just something new we're investigating, they're going to see if we can just do it from a urine test. And we have a Facebook user saying, can they do anything for that? Yes, there is things that we can do. But the hardest part that we're figuring out right now is the hardest part is to get diagnosed with it. How many of you have struggled with getting a diagnosis for lipedema? I think a lot of people have. And that is the same thing that's now, this is a new thing when we have a central lymphatic dysfunction, it's very hard to get it diagnosed. And so that's kind of lipedema is getting a little bit better and we can diagnose that. But now central lymphatics is this new thing that it's very, very hard to get it diagnosed. So with this urine test, we're hoping this is the answer.
Did nobody go ask their doctor for this test yet?
I know. Yeah.
This is literally out of the literature, and this is the very beginning, only because I've had wonky symptoms that nobody could figure out. So, Leslyn and Kelly have been doing this research, and then they sent it to me and one of the docs at the lymphatic center, and I happen to know them because we've done work with them. And so they've been incredibly helpful.
Yeah. And really, the only reason that you need this test is because you've been so ill that it was like something is going on that you couldn't figure out what it was. Your normal treatments weren't touching it. And this is what Leslyn and Kelly and all of their amazingness helped everybody understand that this is what you need. I just, because it's not something that we all need to go get taken care of.
Right. And we will do, as we have already done twice before, we did a special workshop on it with Kelly was there talking about it a couple of weeks ago. Kelly came on to this Friday Facebook Live with us and talked a little bit. So we will, as we learn more information, as Catherine gets this special test and we get more information about it, we will be sharing it with you because, Teddy is saying, do we need to get that test? This is something unusual. It may be something that is happening more often than we originally believed, but we'll bring you that information as we learn it. At this point, we're still on a fact finding and we're learning stuff, and we will bring that information to you.
Really, this is quite a journey. Wow, what a ride. Really, what a ride.
Yes.
But this is, I'm just very grateful. Number one, that Kelly and you have been doing this research. Number two, that it came at just the right time and that the stars are lining up because, I'm like, it's going to take me forever to get this test. And I'm going to be able to get it on Tuesday. So
yeah,
that's like a miracle. That's like a miracle.
Yeah.
And a lot of knowing how to maneuver the healthcare system.
Yes. Yep.
I learned that.
But more information to come.
Yeah.
We do want people to be aware of this situation, but we don't want to get you riled up. Just know that we're going to give you more information as we get it and help you if you should look to see if this is an issue for you. But don't want to raise the anxiety.
No. And Catherine was extraordinarily ill to the point where
I couldn't get out of bed. Yeah, I couldn't get out of bed for a few weeks. It was bad.
And so that's why we started, Leslyn and Kelly started pulling out all the stops, trying to figure out what was happening.
Mhm.
And brilliant. I am always so honored that I'm I'm in the virtual presence of amazingness.
Yeah, really.
I
I
really
was in South Carolina and I'm like, something's wrong. I know it's my lymphatics. I'm going to call Leslyn. So I called Leslyn, who was at a conference, and I'm like, yeah, she answered my questions. And she actually said, are you experiencing this? Is this going on? Is this going on? I'm like, yes, check, check, check. And within 20 minutes, there was at least a direction, an
Mhm.
answer.
And I happened to be at a conference with Kelly Bell, so
Yeah,
met with him and we went from there. Yeah.
yeah. Oh, well, all right. Well, to be continued. Thank you.
Yes, we will definitely keep everybody posted because it is something new and coming up with lipedema. So we'll let you know.
that was tricky.
But let me say, everyone, this is an anomaly. This is not typical of lipedema or lymphedema. I have a very unique lymphatic system because I had several surgeries that I thought was a good idea at the time. And that really screwed up my lymphatic system. I don't have peripheral lymphedema. I have deep tissue, or what do they call deep lymphatics, lymphedema. So it's not a typical, my case is not typical. So don't make your doctors crazy.
But more to come. We will definitely keep you all informed. But it's been lovely hanging out with you all again this Friday, and you will enjoy hanging out with Siobhan next Friday.
And hopefully we'll see you at the webinar tomorrow.
Oh, tomorrow. Yes.
Yes. And so find that link in the comments, and hey, take a chance and maybe go get some group coaching from our amazing nutritionists, Carrie and Jill. With that, we'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.
Bye-bye.